Hi, this is Olivier van der Kruif from Dutch death metal band Bloodphemy, and you're listening to The Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Olivier, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. It's a very great honor to have you back on the show, and I want to welcome you to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
I'm so happy to be back, man. It's my pleasure. Good to see you again. Cheers.
Cheers. Talking about coming back to the show, I remember it was somewhere in April 2019, after the release of In Cold Blood. How are things at home, especially your hometown, Amersfoort, picking up after the pandemic?
Well, I think it's pretty much the same for a lot of people. The story that I'm going to tell is it's pretty much going to be very relatable to a lot of people. So yeah, we had to stay at home for a long time. It was very difficult to get some work done on the new album. But on the other hand, it was really shit that we couldn't play any shows because we really wanted to. We had our new record out and we really want to support that. And then all this shit happened. Luckily, none of us got really sick or anything, but yeah, all of us were shut down. I think we came out pretty lucky on the other end in terms of our health and everything, but yeah, it was tough not being able to play. And then on the other hand, we just decided to make the most out of it by just, putting all the effort in recording a new record, putting all that time that we had into creativity. So I guess we made the most of a shitty situation.
Okay, very great. Talking about misery, the 2 years that has passed by almost, at least this year, some shows and festivals have taken place. And talking about this, you guys just came from Czech Republic, where you guys play at Nice to Eat You Death Fest. That was Amersfoort and Bergfest Volume 8, was it?
I think it was Volume 9, actually. Yeah,
Bergfest, 9, yeah. That was September 11. Okay, how was this first shows? Since the pandemic, how was the band presentation in Czech Republic been?
I think we were extremely lucky to be able to play there, and it was nothing short of amazing to be back on the road, with the guys and played a couple of festivals. So that for us, obviously, we just released a new album. So being able to finally go on the road, go play at these festivals, see the crowd again, we put some effort in also doing a new live show. So we have a new presentation. We obviously have new songs. We're changing our live show for the better, absolutely. We're trying out some new things. So for us, it was just absolutely nothing short of amazing to be back on that stage. And the Czech Republic is, when it comes to metal, it's where it's just absolutely fucking alive. The fans go crazy there. It's amazing. I don't know any country right now that I could name where I've been where metal is so much alive. When I say it's gonna have to be things like Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia. That's really where things are still banging, and it's awesome to be able to play there.
Yeah, always in Czech Republic, Oliver, for either Brutal Assault or
Scenic Stream
rock festival there, and the fans, the people there, the Czechs there are very, very friendly and very supportive. I love the beer prizes.
Yeah, it's super cool. I would always say to anyone, if you want to go to great festivals, like it used to be other places, but right now, if you really want to have an amazing, crazy experience, go to Czech Republic or Slovakia or Poland. These festivals over there, they know how to party. Let's put it like that. And they have a lot of. It's a bit dangerous as well because they have the Slivovic, and then you can go a little bit crazy yourself as well. But we had a lot of fun.
Okay, to those new fans, Oliver, Bloodphemy is an old school death metal band from the Netherlands, drawing influences from Florida, Sweden, and their heritage. Bloodphemy distinguish themselves with aggressive death metal mixed with modern and classic style. The Dutchmen released a new album, Blood Sacrifice, a couple weeks ago. For fans that has not heard the new album as yet, what can you tell what can they expect?
Well, obviously, we're definitely Bloodphemy, so we like to pound and break stuff and, pound hard, play this old school death metal. That's what we grew up on. That's what we love. And what we tried for the new album, we tried a couple of different things. So one of the first things that was basically something that happened that we didn't really have any influence over was that our longtime guitar player, Winfred, for personal reasons, and he decided to focus his energy and attention somewhere else. So he left the band. It was all in good relationships. We're still very much friends. And just want to mention that always when somebody leaves, that maybe there's some friction there, but it's absolutely not the case. And we were already quite well into the writing process of the new album. And for our live shows, after we recorded the last album, for our live show, we recruited Arjan, our new guitar player. He was also known for Funeral Whore, and he's also in Codex Mortis. And he was a great addition to the band also he's like, didn't really have the chance to contribute too much up until that moment. And then when Winfred left, we were kind of sad because it was very hard to find Arjan. So we were like, how the hell are we going to find a new guitar player? But actually it was over in a couple of weeks. We found Bart able to join the band, and he was very energetic and really wanted to work with us. And for us, it was super cool because Bart has made some very big footsteps in the metal scene, in the death metal scene specific, when he was in Sinister, and he was a major contributor to the classic Sinister albums that we grew up on. So for us, having him in the band was just fucking amazing. And then these two guys never really worked together, and they started to collaborate, and the magic just happened. That was really cool. They fell into place immediately. They felt the work rhythm, and they contributed and it just worked out really, really well. The stuff that they did together, there's some magic in the air. And sometimes you have that when two guitar players start to work together, they just feel everything and it feels right, and it started to work out, and we were really happy with that. So then we took the material that Winfred had already wrote, and they wrote new material and used the source material that Winfred already wrote and changed that into, sometimes they changed it or just, mixed it up. And then we decided to write a story for them, do a concept album. So then I pitched it to the guys. It's like, you know what, let's do this story. Let's make it into something more than just a couple of songs. And they really loved the idea. So then we started to work on that. And then basically we did something that we've never done before. And we tried to include the atmosphere of the story into the music, and we worked together on that. I'm really happy the way it turned out.
Yes, just to add, if I'm not wrong, Bart was also part of Bleeding Gods.
Yes.
And Neo Caesar, right?
Yes, Neo Caesar is still active. He's no longer with Bleeding Gods, but and he's also in Colostomy, which is another death metal band, and he's also still in Neo Caesar.
Yeah, okay. Bloodphemy was created in 2000, and it's based in Amersfoort, the Netherlands. In 2002, you guys, or the band, has released the album Section 8, shortly after they disbanded, only to be revived in 2015. Since then, they released the EP Blood Will Tell in 2016, and the album Bloodline in 2017, followed by the 2019 in Cold Blood. Talking about the 2019 album, Olivier in Cold Blood, this was the third attack from you guys. I mean, since your resurrection in 2015, how was everything? I'm talking about shows, tours, sales, in support of this album being, and your work with Black Lion Records at the time.
Yes, so I think our working with Black Lion was really cool. I mean, for us, it was a step up from where we were, and we were very happy to work with them. They did an amazing job for also promotion and stuff. We got some really nice gigs, and we got some tour offers as well. One of the things that really sucked was then not too long after that, COVID hit, and we had to basically shut down. But before that, we had an amazing time. We were on the road. We did a lot of shows. Also, again, in Eastern Europe, we had very nice successes playing with a good friend of ours from bands like Hypnos and Tortory. They're amazing guys, and we like to get on the road with them together. We did a short tour with them, and that was really cool to play with them. We played a couple of shows in Poland with Pestilence, which are also really cool guys. And so, yeah, we were really able to promote that record very well, I think. And we had a lot of time on the road for various audiences, and it was really cool. The only downside was during that time we didn't really have a steady second guitar player. So we had to do some shows with just one guitar player. We had Erik fill in for a couple of gigs, and he helped us out also at Fuck the Commerce in Germany. And we did some nice shows with him. And then at the end we found Arjan willing to play and he was a very, very talented guitar player. And he joined Bloodphemy for permanent. So I think we're set in that regard right now with Bart and Arjan.
Okay, because of COVID, did you cancel a lot of shows that has affected the sales of the album?
Well, it's always hard to say because you can never really know what you missed because you don't know what would have happened. But I can definitely say we missed out on a lot of cool opportunities to play. Just in Holland, we had to miss last year. We were supposed to play at Eindhoven Metal Meeting, which is a very cool festival indoors in December. Luckily, we can go back this year. And also in summer, we had to cancel twice and in a row. For example, the Stonehenge Festival in Holland was canceled cancelled, which is also for us would be very high profile. And for us, that's a step up to play at these kind of festivals. So it was really sad after such a short time after the release of an album that you're not able to play at these more high profile places. So that really sucked for us. And I think we could have done a lot better if we had those shows. Also, some tours we had to cancel in Poland, Czech Republic, Germany. So yeah, it's kind of sad we had to do that, but it is what it is. And I think I always try to just stay positive, because I mean, at least while none of us were affected very badly by the COVID virus. So, and I think none of our families were, or close friends or whatever. So, you hear these kind of horror stories of people getting really sick and go to the IC or whatever.
I still believe that in somehow the COVID has affected the album sales, the album promotion, everything that's around the cycles promotion of this great album in Cold Blood.
No, that's absolutely true. There's no way around that. That's absolutely true. And it's sad that it happened.
Okay, to move forward, Blood Sacrifice, the band's brand new studio album, is the first album released after, you guys, has signed with this record label, Emancipation Production, and saw the light last September 3rd, 2021. How was the deal signed, and how are the labels supporting this new release?
Well, after we did the In Cold Blood album, we were basically trying to see if for the new album what we could maybe do a step up, and we were very happy with what we got from Bloodline Records, and so there's no nothing that we regretted or something like that. But at the same time, you always go looking maybe we can find something that will maybe is a step up for the band. And then we got in contact with Emancipation. I think they used to be called Mighty Music. It's part of the Target Music Group in Denmark. And these guys were really, on the same sort of line where we're thinking about how we're going to promote it, how we're going to do the release schedule and stuff like that. So things just I think it all fell into place very naturally. And then we got a really good feeling about them, because when we were talking to them, they had a really good ideas, this is going to be the release schedule, this is going to be the promo plan, this is going to be, and they also, they really kicked our asses as well. It's you have to do this, you have to make sure you get your lyric videos produced, you have to make sure you have to adhere to this schedule, you have to do this. Yeah, they really, they kicked our asses into gear, which is cool. And they also gave us a lot of tips and feedback on the way we do promotion on social media, on make sure our Spotify profiles look correct, stuff like that. So that's really, I think nowadays, more than just getting a physical production of the album, it's very important to get this promotion right. And we really felt that these guys knew what the fuck they were talking about. So there was no hesitation. We just signed with them, and I think it went very well. We're very happy with where we're standing right now.
Okay, but just question. I can't go farther without asking, but we're still in very great contact with Olivier as well from Black Lion Record. Before you decided to move over, did you have conversation with Olivier to see what were the possibilities?
Actually, not 100% sure on this. It's probably not the answer you're looking for, but I'm not 100% sure, because Edwin, our drummer, is actually taking care of all that stuff. So I don't know exactly what the conversation was, but I know he has a very good relationship with Olivier as well of Black Lion, and we're very happy with the support that they gave us and very grateful for the time and effort they put into promoting Bloodphemy. So yeah, I think that's all I can say about that.
Okay, so that's a good part of it. The doors are still open. There's still a possibility that you guys can be working together, in the future.
Yes, I think it's very important that, especially in the metal scene, we're all in this with our hearts.
Yeah, that's right.
We're supporting each other, we're working together, we're all in it for the same reason, because we love metal. And if you're in it for to make money or something like that, I would go into R&B music. I hate it, but that's where the money is, right? So not everyone can be Slayer. But, we're doing this out of our love for the music. So in that regard, I think it would be wrong to disregard anyone or burn bridges or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yes, the band announced an exclusively premiere to the new album Blood Sacrifice on YouTube in collaboration with the Deal Metal promotion on the same release date. What was that all about? And did you get a lot of support by these fans?
Yeah, it was cool, because we did before I think the release was on a Friday, and Thursday before that we did a live stream with Death Metal promotion. Basically, they played the entire album, and we were on live chat with people listening to that. So it was also promoted by Emancipation. And during the live stream, we got to chat with people, and it was a lot of fun because you can see it was the first time we actually put that music out there as the entire album. We released 2 singles before that. And then it was so much fun because people were listening to it for the first time. They were commenting in real time about what they heard, what they loved, about the songs. And then we could see that feedback and write back to them in the comments. So for me, that was the first time doing it like that. And I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I mean, but if I may ask, which venue did you did the show?
No, it was just a live stream of the album. So we didn't really do a live stream in the show. So we only did a streaming of the album.
Oh, okay. Understood. Okay. All right.
Things were very tough right then during COVID restrictions.
Yes, to continue with this interview, death metal outfit Bloodphemy premiered a lyric video for the song Bloodborne last June 25th. And just most recently, the band released another lyric video for the track In Cold Blood on September 8th. Please explain us a little bit on these 2 videos, and having worked with Mark Gruey, ex-Morgoth, as a guest vocalist on the second video.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool because, as I said before, the album is a concept album. And to give you a short synopsis of the story, is basically about a priest in the 1800s in rural America. And he is obsessed with sin and the community around him. And so one of the things that's happening is in his mind, he's actually getting delusional with his religion. And he is starting to think that he has a direct communication between him and his God. And then he starts to think that he's actually getting messages and he needs to cleanse the world of sinners. And he's trying to control his family. And then the more and more he obsesses with his family, the more he starts to think that they are the actual sinners that are spreading the sins. And he actually brought them into this world. So then he starts to think that, well, I brought these people into this world, so maybe I should actually start with them, taking them out. So he brutally slaughters his own family. He kills his own 5 kids and his wife. And then during the final song of the album, we basically are taking fast forward in his life, where it turns out he has not been saved by his Lord. There's no redemption, and he's actually turned out to be in an insane asylum where he's locked up as an insane killer. And he's looking at the walls, and he thinks the walls are staring at him, and it's like the devil and the demon staring back at him, laughing at him because his failure to protect the earth from the sinners. Then turning that into a lyric video, we were working with a guy. It's an amazing guy from Yacht Multimedia. It's a great guy, and he turned that into the lyric videos, and he used our artwork and the input that we gave him. And really, I think he really nailed it in terms of the atmosphere and the style we were aiming for. So that was really cool. And then first lyric video is basically where he starts to realize that his family is sinful, and he's starting to suspect them. And the second lyric video that we did is where he's actually executing the killings. So that's the first one is more atmospheric, and the second one is more brutal, where he starts to kill first his own children. And then especially when we brought Mark Gruey from Morgoth in, he's a friend and a longtime hero of our drummer Edwin. So we brought him, we asked him, would you like to do a part of the song? And he agreed to that. And it was really cool because the part that he is singing is the actual part where the youngest child, the youngest daughter of the priest, she's hiding from him because she's seen the things that are happening. And he's trying to lure her out by telling her, he's just no, I'm just playing a game. It's all fine. They're all fine. We're just playing a game here. Come on, my little one. And of course, it doesn't end well for her. And then in a very brutal ending, he slays his wife. And I think that's for the catharsis in the album, where all the brutal stuff happens.
If I may ask, the track In Cold Blood, track number 9, anything to do with the 2019 album In Cold Blood?
That's a really good question. No, actually, it's got nothing to do with that. It's sort of it's something that we've been doing for a while. That ever since we released, I think first we did it in the EP that we did. Then it's so funny, when we did the album Bloodline, we actually had a song that referred back to the EP. And then when we did the album In Cold Blood, we had a song called Bloodline. So, and then in Blood Sacrifice, we have a song called In Cold Blood. So every album has a song that's named after the previous album. And it started out, I don't know even where we started out doing that, but it sort of became a thing. So we continue doing that. It's probably a song called Blood Sacrifice on the next album. I'm not going to make any promises, but there's a good chance there will be.
To tell you the truth, last time when we talked, I didn't realize that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's sort of an inside joke, I think. It's people notice it, but it's funny.
When I saw In Cold Blood, Oh, I remember this. That's the name of the last album. Why the same name? I thought it was like a continuation of In Cold Blood.
No, it's different. And it's funny because even on the Bloodline album, we have a song called Blood Will Tell, which is the name of the EP that we did before that. And I think that's where it all started. We sort of like continued it from there. I don't know even why we started this, but it's a fun thing to do. And yeah.
Okay, to go to the last part of this interview. How was the writing process and recording part gone this time compared to 2019 In Cold Blood? And who was responsible for the mix and mastering?
So yeah, to put the last one first, that's actually for us it's really easy because since the resurrection of Bloodphemy, we've always worked with one producer in Germany. His name is Jörg Uken, and he's running Sound Lodge Studios, which has done a lot of great albums for a lot of bands. I think he has done Sinister, God Dethroned, and a lot of other cool bands.
He's my friend too.
Yeah, you know him. He's recently worked with Anvil, so yeah, man, he's a high-end producer. He's really good at his work, and we love the sort of like the sound that he gets. And ever since we did the Resurrection of Blood, I mean, whenever we record something, there's no doubt, there's no discussion. We know we're going to do it.
Sound Lodge.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the only place we're going to. So that's easy. But then, having said that, for us there was a couple of changes because on the previous albums we recorded everything at the home studio of Winfred, and Jörg's brought in for the mixing and mastering, and also the reamping of the guitars. So obviously this time we had to do things a little bit different because Winfred has left the band. And so in terms of recording, that was mostly, I think the guitars were mostly recorded at Bart's place, and he has a home studio as well. So we do recording dry tracks there, and then we do the heavy sound for the reamping. We did that at Sound Lodge Studios. That was actually a real pain in the ass as well because that was all done during COVID, and usually we just like 2 or 3 of us, we would go there and work with him, and now we had to find all this. We had to do a lot of things, just sending over back and forth, because it was hard to get into Germany at that point. So in the end, I think the album sound-wise it turned out amazing. I think I'm really happy, and we had help from Rob. He did some of the sample work for us. I created the intro in the end, and also for the writing process was really cool because we have some source material from Winfred to work with. And then when I started to work on the story for the album, I had the outline of the story ready, and I pitched it to the guys, and I said, you know what, let's do a story about a priest and all this stuff, like his family and his his congregation, and how he distrusts them and stuff. And the guys really loved it. Then it became my job basically to turn that into different songs. So basically what I did is first cut up the story into 11 chunks that could be their own songs, and basically decide what happens in each chunk of the story, almost like episodes of a series, if you will. And once I discussed that with the guys, also especially me and Bart and Arjan, we were thinking about the atmosphere of the songs. So you go this part of the story needs to have a more almost like a black metal vibe, or more like an atmospheric, and this needs to be more brutal. And then with the concept in mind, they started to work on their parts on the music, and then I started to write the lyrics for the songs. I got some help from a friend as well, who I also play with in my other band, and he helped me out with 2 on the songs where I get kind of stuck with, because I was, sometimes it's hard to turn something that you have a concept in your head into something that's actually there. And I got some help there, which I really appreciated. And then things started to flow. I wrote the rest of the lyrics, and it fitted really well with the songs. And we did some changes to, I think 1 or 2 songs. We did a few changes to get more of an atmosphere in there, especially the song Revelation, where the priest is really, I think he's something like a cry out, and where he discovers the sinful nature of humanity and his need to cleanse them. And he sees visions of angels burning and stuff like that. It's very, very physical and very graphical. And that part was really, I worked with Arjan and Bart on that, where you go maybe guys, can we do a bit more atmosphere, open guitars? And then Bart came up with put some more backing vocals in there, and then the guys came up with let's try and get some more samples in there, and turned it to something when I heard it back, it was holy shit. I started out with this one thing in my mind, and then all of us pitched in, and then it turned out holy shit. That is so awesome how it turned out. And that's also where you get really cool, that's a group effort, when you go one guy has an idea and everyone starts chipping in, and it turns out into this awesome thing that you could never had even imagined by yourself.
Okay. Yes, I must say that I have this great opportunity to interview Jörg Uken. It was a month or 2 ago for Temple of Dread, the band that he's part of.
Yes, amazing band.
Yeah. I see that the band and the label have released the album in different format. Oliver, please explain.
Yes, so with Emancipation, we released it both on CD, obviously online as well, digital formats, and vinyl. And I'm really happy how that turned out. I mean, our bass player is also working as our graphical designer. I think he did an absolutely amazing job on the design, where like the artwork was amazing already, and then he turned it into something that when you look at that, you go like, holy shit. I was really impressed by the job that he did, and we did a photo shoot with our regular guy that does our photos, and we tried to capture like the story vibe onto the photos as well. And then Robin, our bass player, he turned it into an amazing piece of artwork. And the cool thing is, like, on the CD it already looks cool, but when you see it on like the big vinyl, then all the artwork and everything just gets so much more space, and it's really cool. So I was really happy that Emancipation was releasing this on vinyl as well. We even did a cassette release with Donning Septic, and it's sad that he had to shut down, but Donning Septic Productions did the cassette release, and that was like having the cassette in your hands. It's really cool.
Do you still have a cassette player?
Actually, I do. I have a lot of old demos from bands I used to listen to and stuff like that. So yeah, I do have a cassette player somewhere in my apartment.
I was going to ask you about the cover artwork because, I believe it's a really amazing cover artwork. Who was responsible in doing it?
Yes, it's the same guy who actually did the artwork for In Cold Blood as well. We were really happy with that. And then what we did is we sent him the outline of the story and the sort of like the thing that we were looking for. So we basically imagined I think when we talked about it within the band, we kind of settled on the idea that we wanted to have like a house that was looking sort of like, the house is for a lot of people, that's like the place where you're supposed to be safe, right? We wanted to make that feel extremely not safe and creepy and whatever. So in my head, it was something completely different than how our album cover turned out. And when I looked at it, I was like, I could not have imagined something this cool. Like in my head, I was something like very corny, maybe a King Diamond kind of style, and then Raoul came with this, and I was like, yeah, so far beyond what I could even imagine. This is so much cooler.
It's a very outstanding, very striking.
Yeah, I think he really captured like what we tried to do with the album is really sort of like project this very nasty atmosphere, a very like violent, but also not just the violence of it, but also the atmosphere and the creepiness of it all, and the eerie atmosphere of especially I think when you look at what happens to the wife and the kids, it's like within his family, like he's killing them and he's like completely driven insane, and I think that's sort of like the nasty dark vibe of it all, and I think Rahul really captured that atmosphere in the artwork.
To move forward, Oliver, I see that you guys will be playing at Noord-Helders Metal Rocktoberfest this October 30, 2021. Tell us about this festival. Is this a new one? And who else will be playing here?
It's not really a new festival. It's been around for a couple of years. It's a couple of guys. They call themselves Noord-Helders Metal, and they've been around for a long time, and they organize a lot of metal concerts in their region, and they've been doing a lot of great work for bands, and they're basically what the Rocktober Festival is they're trying to sort of mix the German Oktoberfest with metal. So they have barbecues and they have like the bratwurst and the nice beers. They have a lot of metal bands, which is a great combination in my opinion. I think everybody loves metal and beer, so that's really cool.
But I see that you guys have more gigs for October. Please tell us.
Yes. So we have a number of gigs, actually. We're going back to Czech Republic, which is together with Cuttered Flesh. It's a band we're friends with, and they're celebrating, I think it was 25 years or 20 years of Cuttered Flesh.
20 years.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, if I got that wrong. They're doing a couple of shows, and we're very proud to join in on two of those shows to celebrate this occasion with them.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, the band was scheduled to play, like you said, Eindhoven Metal Meeting 2020, which was cancelled because of this COVID situation. Yeah, you will be on the bill, the 2021 bill, together with Rotting Cry, Suffocation, My Dying Bride, Benediction, and many more great bands. I have to start laughing now because I'm very happy. I'm going to be there for the Eindhoven Metal Meeting.
You're going to be there.
See you guys playing live, and I will be having some beer with you guys.
I'm going to buy you a beer.
Okay.
You got that.
Okay, but Olivier, yes, okay, I must say that I was at the Eindhoven Metal Meeting, the last trip to Holland, that was in 2018. I was there. A very great festival. I did a couple of other Eindhoven Metal Meeting shows in the past. As you said, Stonehenge as well. I'm a good friend of René Brochmans, and a good friend of Roman Holt as well for Eindhoven Metal Meeting. So a big shout out to both of them, Roman and René. Tell us, what else will the band be doing in promotion of the band's new album?
Well, you mentioned a couple of the gigs that we already have, like Rocktoberfest. It's going to be amazing. And obviously, we're very much looking forward to Eindhoven Metal Meeting. For us, that's a great step up. We have a couple of shows planned for Czech Republic. And by the way, make sure you get in early on Friday for Eindhoven Metal Meeting.
Are you open?
I think we're opening on the main stage on the first day.
Okay.
So make sure.
Yeah, that's what I saw, because normally I don't go to the show until like 8 at night. Now I see it's like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, you have to, I mean, we'll make it worth your while. Show up there and we'll make it worth it.
I'm in Amsterdam that night before, so I need to get to Eindhoven on time. And I still have to check in.
I mean, yeah, but definitely there's so many great bands. I mean, I'm very happy to be there. I'm not complaining that we play on an early hour, but yeah, considering the amount of cool bands we have, for us it's a great opportunity just to be there. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
If I may ask, are you gonna be there from the night before?
I don't know yet. It's in December. I don't plan that far ahead usually.
So you guys are playing on the 10th. That's what I'm asking. You're gonna be there on the night?
I think the final playing or running order is still not published, so we have to see that. But I think we're opening on the first night on the main stage. So yeah. Make sure you get there.
That's in the afternoon, around 3 to 4.
But then after that, I think in the early next year, we're still planning some shows with, again, I think Edwin knows most of this stuff. He arranges this, like our drummer, Edwin, I think he knows everybody everywhere in the metal scene. It's like that sometimes. He's arranging all these shows. For next year, we have a couple of festivals. I don't think I'm allowed to announce it just yet. But obviously, we're playing the Stonehenge Festival, which was announced already that we're playing. We're super happy to be there. And then a couple of festivos in Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland. Those are our usual places to go. Yeah,
no brutal.
Not that I know of. Who knows? We're always talking to people, so things might change. But yeah, I think we got a couple of cool things going up. So keep the concert list, keep an eye on that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, before we end this interview, Oliver, I really want you to promise me that night that I will meet with you, that December 10th, let's cross the finger that the festival will go on. Make sure that you have that cap. I mean, I love that Bloodphemy cap that you guys have. So
yeah, I'll make sure to get one for you. Remind me about that. I'll make sure that you get one.
And especially for the fans. I mean, for those that really want them, how can they get them? Where they have to go to buy them, and what there is also available, what merchandise is about.
Yeah, so if you go to our website, we have a web store, and you can buy our stuff there. We'll be updating soon, by the way. We just got new T-shirts. Also, we have the vinyl and the CDs are available through our label, Emancipation. So if you go to their web store, you can get the vinyl and the one T-shirt, the vinyl T-shirt and stuff like that. We have the cassette, the new T-shirts with the new artwork, and also the stuff on our own web shop. That's bloodphemy.com, where you can get our stuff. And I think we ship worldwide, so that shouldn't be an issue for anyone. If anyone would support us, we fucking love it. And anyone just buying a single item, it helps us immensely. So yeah, we appreciate that.
Okay, great. Anything you want to say for the audience?
We absolutely love the support we're getting. We've been overwhelmed by the reviews that we got from the new album. It's absolutely overwhelming to see not just, the reviewers at first were giving us good grades and good responses. So that's, amazing. What's even more amazing is the response from people that are listening to the album.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
So yeah, we see so many cool comments on Facebook, on reviews. We see basically our listener base on Spotify absolutely exploded since the release of the album, which something like you hope that something will happen, and you said like you have a thing in your mind where you go like, I'd be happy if we go to like this number or something, and we just blew past that immensely. So everyone who's listening to our stuff, even if you don't buy anything from our store or whatever, that's fine. If you listen to our stuff on Spotify or iTunes or whatever your choice of music source is, even listening to that song helps us immensely, because because, every time I look at Spotify and I see that people are listening to our music, that is just amazing.
Oké, maar nu in Nederland, voor onze Nederlandse luisteraars, voor de Nederlandse metalheads. Iedereen even uitnodigen, speciaal voor deze december 10, voor Eindhoven Metal Meeting. Olivier.
Ja, kom vroeg naar Eindhoven Metal Meeting. We gaan een fantastische show neerzetten. We hebben een nieuwe live show. We hebben al een heel nieuw concept dat we live gaan neerzetten. Het gaat het absoluut waard zijn. Dus zorg dat je er fucking op tijd bij bent.
Okay, Olivier, once again, I want to thank you very much. And I want to hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio for you to thank whomever you want to thank.
Well, I would like to thank anyone who has listened to our music, supported us in any way, bought some of our stuff, or supported us at shows, or, just stood at our shows and screamed at us that they're finding our music fucking awesome. I fucking love it. I can't get enough of you guys. And stay metal, stay true, and we hope to see you on the road. This is Olivier van der Kruif from Bloodphemy, and would like to give a big shout out and thanks to the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio.
Okay, thanks, Olivier. It's been a great pleasure talking to you again. Say hello to all of the band members. For me, say hello to, the new members, and say hello to Edwin, to Robin. He's still around, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Again, the new members. I'm talking about Bart and Arya, no?
Yes, I'll let them know, man. When we're at Eindhoven Metal Meeting, we're all going to have a beer together.
I can't recall, always there having beers, but I don't know what beers they serve there. Like when I'm in Holland, I like Hartog Jan.
Yes, that's my favorite beer.
Yeah.
You just scored some extra points, man. That's my favorite beer.
We might have a Hartog Jan outside Effenaar when the show is over.
I know some really nice places where you can get some Hartog Jan and some good food, so, you should do that.
Like in 2018, after the show, we went around in the city of Eindhoven, and there's some great places to go after the show.
Yes, definitely. There's great bars and great stuff, and we can have a lot of fun there. Make sure you have a good hang on the next morning.
Olivier, yes, we're going to keep in touch. So I wish you all the best with this great new album, Blood Sacrifice. And once again, I wish you all the best with the band. I wish you all the best with all your future shows that you have coming. Yes, and like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, talk to you later, man. Bye-bye.